Hello and happy week 3 of Audacious August. This month, if you've been following along, we have set a few big, hairy, audacious goals to knock 2024 out of the park. And since we are still just a couple of weeks in, you may or may not be seeing the full results of your labor just yet. Okay. And yes, there are 5 months left in the year. A lot can happen in that time, and things can and will change fast. But for some of you, things might feel a little slow moving, at least right now, especially in the sales department. And I'm here to tell you 2 things. Number 1, it's okay and it's going to be okay. And I've got your back with this episode. And number 2, it's not you. It's likely this very specific issue that you may or may not be aware of yet. So, do you want to know what it is? Let's go. Welcome to All In with Allie, the podcast for online business owners and entrepreneurs who are ready to create the life and business of their dreams. I am so happy you are here. So in the last episode, I broke down a strategy for you that is working really, really well for me right now. I call it the rocket fuel strategy. I'm sharing this now because it's all in context, like it all goes together with the conversation that we're going to be having today. So if you haven't listened to that episode, just give a little bit of context. I'm going to take you back to 2022. Okay. Back in 2022, had like one of the most incredible, fast-paced, major momentum years in my business. High revenue months, like 6-figure revenue months. Incredible, right? Selling like you wouldn't believe, launching things like you wouldn't believe. It was fun. It was fast-paced. It was great. And then I had a baby. And then right after that, my mom died. And because I was being, quite frankly, irresponsible with my business strategy, and I was prioritizing short-term, short-sighted offers and sales after, having a baby and losing my mom, as you can imagine, I wasn't in the position to hustle my face off anymore like I had been doing. And my revenue literally went from 80 to 90K to 6-figure months to 20 to 30K months, just like that. And some of you might be thinking, wow, that's still really good. And I would agree with you. Very thankful for that. And at least I had that. But when you're used to a certain level, and not only that, my overhead was like absolutely insane this year and the year after, it was a problem. And I really put myself in a pickle. And it super humbled me, and it taught me a very valuable lesson that I'm super thankful for, because now I can tell you, hopefully, before you make the same mistake that I did. Okay, so after that moment, I was like, okay. And once I got back in the swing of business and I came back into the game, I decided, instead of like trying to get myself back up to the high level revenue months like I always knew how to do before, which was selling these high ticket short-term packages, which I knew I could do, not to brag, but historically, that's what I sell really, really well. But it was so short-sighted. I was tired of selling my time. I was tired of, I didn't have the energy, right? I had a new baby. And also I didn't want to repeat the same mistake that I had before. So I intentionally took a revenue cut to figure the hell out my business and set it up to what I call stack cash, which is create more recurring revenue month to month. And long story short, for the past year, I've been deploying this very specific strategy, which I call the rocket fuel strategy. It's been working really, really well. And we're not up to the level that I was in 2022. But we're getting there. And it is so much more rewarding to me now, because if I need to take a step back, or I need to take a week off or 2 weeks off or whatever, I can. And to see myself like growing every single month toward my ultimate goal, which my next big goal is 100K recurring revenue every month. It's very exciting. And the more that I learn how to do this, the more that I get to teach you. And it's just the ripple effect of this is going to be really, really powerful. So I'm very thankful for that. So anyway, if you have not listened to last week's episode, you can go listen to that. Or honestly, what might even be better is I'll link the YouTube video that I made. I made a 17 long YouTube video, which, by the way, did you know that you can speed up YouTube videos and you can speed up these podcasts? Sometimes I'm talking like a mile a minute, like a crackhead. And then other times I listen, I'm like, oh, Queen, are we awake? Are we alive? So just you can speed up all things, which is very nice. But anyway, I will link the YouTube video. It's 17 minutes. It gives you some visuals, and also it shows my numbers, and it gives you a document so that you can plug and play with this same framework with your own numbers, with your own goals, which is going to be really helpful and hopefully very exciting for you to see the black and white of it, and hopefully be inspired about how attainable your own big goals are for this year and for 2025. So I'll link that in the show notes for you. Now, stacking cash. This is what we want, and this is what we deserve, and this is what we get to have, but it has to be intentional. And there's got to be a few things that happen for this to happen, right? You can't just say, okay, I'm following the rocket fuel strategy, and boom, you start stacking cash. Like, I wish it was that easy. And for some of you listening might have the cooperative components already made, and you start seeing results immediately. And God bless you. We love that for you. Others of you, it might take you tweaking some things and perfecting your craft when it comes to your offers, when it comes to your branding and how you present yourself and what you put out into the world. Okay. So if your cash is not stacking, if the sales are not flowing, if the recurring revenue is not there, and it just feels like I said in the intro, things are just moving slow, it's not you. Okay. And I want to really, really send this message home to you, and you really get that, because the worst thing that you could do is put yourself out there, spend time maybe creating an offer or creating content, not get the results that you want, whether it's been a couple of days, a week, or a year, and internalize it to mean something negative about you. Like, that would be devastating, because it's not about you. People just want the thing, right? Like, people just want the transformation. They don't care if that transformation is coming from me, is coming from Tony Robbins, is coming from Joe Schmo down the street, or coming from you. They just want the transformation. But for them to actually put money toward that transformation, they have to want the thing, like understand that the thing that they're looking at is going to provide that transformation. And there's got to be a level of trust with you too, right? There's got to be things that happen. So if you're not getting the sales, it's because some of those boxes aren't getting checked, but we can figure that out. Okay. So don't internalize it. Stop telling yourself a lie. Stop allowing your dream to slip through your hands, and stop feeding yourself negative stories, if you are, that aren't serving your ultimate goal, right? Like, if you're telling yourself lies and you're starting to believe that people don't want what it is that you have, then the odds of you continue to work toward perfecting your craft and the way that you show up and putting effort towards this goal of yours, it is rare, or the chances are low. You know, like, that'd be weird. Like, if you really thought that you weren't meant to do something and then you kept working at it, like, that's probably not going to happen. So I just want to say that that's not it. We just got to tweak some things. Okay. Just like, some of you, your success is so close. It really is literally the tweaking of like the titles of your offer, or literally tweaking the pricing, or how you show up online, or your social media strategy. Like, some of you, it's so close, you don't even realize it. And the picture that comes to mind is that picture of the gold miners. And yeah, there's like 3 of them. You can see them underground and they're all quitting. They're all like super close to the thing of diamonds, like the mound of diamonds or gold or whatever it is. And everybody like quits an inch before they hit it and they're walking away. But there's one guy who's still swinging and he's about to strike freaking gold. That's you. So don't walk away. Don't tell yourself some bullshit that you don't have what it takes, because you do. Okay. Let's figure it out. Okay. So what I want you to do, let's start here. Okay. Because there's lots of pieces to the puzzle as to why the sales aren't flowing. But I will say, I've worked with so many women and I've had my own experiences that I will say the vast majority of the time, the reason why sales are not flowing is because it is an offer issue. It's not a you issue. It is an issue with your offers. Something about your offers, it's not vibing with your ideal client. It's not getting their attention. It's not speaking to them. Something's off, but you don't realize that. So you keep pushing these, I hate to say it, but like crappy offers, or offers that have so much potential that you just haven't cracked the code on yet. And it just perpetuates this issue. Okay. So that's where we're going to start today. We're going to start today, and I'm going to take you through my proven money stacking offer formula. I'm going to take you through these steps pretty quickly. All right. And I just want you to answer yes or no to these questions. And if you're not sure, the answer is probably no, right? If you're unsure and you're not getting the sales, the answer is probably no. Okay. So I'm going to take you through this formula or questions that give the formula. Okay. So number 1, is your offer designed to create long-term stackable recurring revenue for your business? Or is it designed to fuel your long-term stackable recurring revenue? Like, is there a rhyme or reason for your offer? Is it built for long-term recurring revenue, or is it built to funnel people in to your long-term recurring revenue? Yes or no? Number 2, is the transformation that your offer provides something that your ideal client really, really wants? Like wants really, really bad? Yes or no? Now wait, before you answer that, notice I didn't say, is the transformation that your offer provides something that your ideal client needs? I can already hear some light bulbs popping off right now. People don't buy what they need. They buy what they want. Okay? Some people buy what they need. But like, you will get so much faster sales and faster buys and faster yeses when you position your offer in a way that sells the person what it is that they want. So yes, your offer might be providing a solution to a problem or a very big need for your ideal client. But we have to get to the root. Like what transformation is within this solution that your ideal client is actually excited about? Okay. So a example that I give a lot when I talk about this is I am in the beginning of August, I started a new mini mind called the 20K per month boot camp. Now in this boot camp, we cover a lot. Like I work very closely with the women in there, and we go through everything, right? We go go through their social media, their branding, their offers, their mindset, their long-term vision and goals and strategy, their short-term strategy. We cover so much, boundaries and home life and so much. But notice what I sell to you. The thing that I know so many of you want if you're not hitting it yet. Consistent 20K months. Hence the title, the 20K per month boot camp. Hence, if you were to read the sales page, what the whole focus is on, which is the hitting, maintaining, sustaining, and surpassing of 20K months. Because I know when I get you in there and we cover all the things that I just rattled off to you, guess what happens? 20K is the tip of the iceberg. 20K becomes an energetic minimum when you do the things that we're going to cover in the boot camp. But I don't sell it as all those other things. I sell it as the thing that I know a lot of you want. Are you doing that in your offer? That's a big one. Okay. Next question. Is the title of your offer juicy AF? Is it enticing? Is it sexy? Does it speak to that transformation, right? So this is kind of like a part 2 of the second question regarding the transformation. So now we have the juicy transformation. We have the focus that your ideal client wants, which is great. Now we got to create a title that accurately reflects that. I cannot tell you how many times I've had a client that I've worked with that came to me with a really, really good offer, but the title was meh. And we tweaked the offer and their sales went from like, I don't know, maybe like a couple of grand, a few grand to high 5-figure revenue days or revenue weeks, like from the tweaking of just the title. This is real and very, very important. Okay. Number 4, is the price point A, a no-brainer, and B, does it make sense for your business model, overhead, and money-stacking dreams? Are your prices intentional? And again, a no-brainer for the value that's being provided? Yes or no? 5, is the branding of your offer enticing and attention-grabbing to the type of client that you aim to attract? If you are skimping on your branding, and I'm not saying you need to hire a team unless you want to, there are amazing, amazing branding companies and consultants out there who would love to support you in this. But I use Canva, right? And I know what's going to get your attention. And I know the type of branding that you're going to gravitate towards and that you're going to see and want to learn more about. And that's the value of your branding. When you can nail that, then when you put out your offer, they first look at it, right? In order for people to read the title and then go to the sales page and to actually figure out and ask themselves the question, do I want this or not? They got to see it first. They have to be attracted to it first. Otherwise, it's just going to float right by them. So is the branding enticing and attention grabbing to the type of client that you aim to attract? Yes or no? Do you know how to do that? Do you feel comfortable with that? And number 6, is there automation in place so that you can sell like a mofo and not hate your life or ruin your brand's reputation? So I talk about 2 ways of selling. When I say what I mean is like accepting payments from your offers. There's a scaled way, there's a scrappy way, and it's kind of a spectrum. So there's like, phases in between. Both can work. But if you're trying to sell low ticket or scale low ticket and you need dozens or even hundreds of sales for you to hit a goal or for you to be able to stay afloat in your business, and you're not using an automated system, or you don't have a system that, like if you're doing a lot of manual shit in your selling, right? Like sending links, or you don't have like a designated email list or segment of your list for these specific customers that buy this specific offer. If there's not automation set up when people buy from you that says like, hey, you're in, here are your next steps. Queen, the time is now. I don't care how broke you are. Like we got to figure it out. And there are solutions at every single price point. You don't have to go like full force Kajabi right now, but there are other platforms. And this is the equivalent of if you build it, they will come, right? Like what that means is like, when you are a match for more clients, you will attract more clients. But if you're so scrappy that there's no automation and there's like a crummy level of customer experience, you're not a match for high levels of clients. And you're a match for a specific client at that. Probably not the one that you want to attract. So we got to put support in place so that you can focus on other things that you need to be focusing on in your business, and also so you don't hurt your brand's reputation. Okay. So those are the 6. If you answered no to any of those, I am going to be your money stacking fairy godmother right now. And I'm going to link a course for you in the show notes that is literally $44. $44. It is going to be your best friend. It is called Create Money Stacking Offers Now. And all of those points that we just went through, and then some, I teach you in depth, and we go through these in depth so that you can answer yes to every single one of them, so that when you put out your next offer, it's not just a yes or a maybe, but a hell yes, shut up and take my money right now, times 10, 20, 50, whatever. So we can start stacking that cash. Okay. So Create Money Stacking Offers Now it's short, sweet, to the point. It's literally under 2.5 hours long. You could watch it in an afternoon. You can listen to it if you want to while you're doing other things. There are some things that I show, but you can like watch the video for those specific videos. But my goal was to make it as easy as possible for you to get this and run, so that you don't have to dedicate weeks of your life to figuring this out or continuing to throw spaghetti against the wall and hoping that it sticks. Why is it only $44? Because it's brand new. I don't have testimonials yet. And I'm in the process of getting those in. And once the testimonials come in, that price is going to be very, very, very different. So if you need this and you know that you need this, or you think you need this, it's a pretty safe bet. I highly recommend at least go check out the sales page and jump in. You get instant access. You get it right now. So I'll link that for you. Otherwise, if you know how to do these things on your own, then maybe there was like one point on that checklist that you're like, wait a second, my titles are kind of crummy, or wait a second, my automation really can be improved a little bit, or okay, let me look at my price points again. Okay, just be honest about it. Tweak it. Like I said, so many of you might be one tiny tweak away from the cash flow, the stacking of the monies, which is very exciting. Okay, so I'm sending you all the vibes. You got this. We got this. I love you. We're just a couple weeks into Audacious August. We have so much time left to go. Just stay focused. Stay great. And I will see you here next week. I love you. Bye.